A coalition of military groups, doctors, and the National Guard were in Charleston on Thursday for a summit on how to meet the needs of people suffering from traumatic brain injuries. Of course, many of these people are veterans returning from war.
Jeff has fought for our freedom. He did what he said that he was going to do, and he did what he needed to do, and he did it because he loved being a soldier. Now, I want to be able to have the privilege to fight on his behalf. That is why I'm here. That is why I would love to see some positive changes made to the follow-up health care that is needed for my husband, so that another soldier will not have to go through, or a family will not have to go through what we have went through. It has been very hard.
The groups meeting in Charleston are calling themselves the Better Brain Injury Care Coalition. One of its leaders is Mike Davis, who joins us now. Mr. Davis, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you, Beth. Good to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got started on this.
Well, in 1980, my son Todd and I were involved in a very serious car accident, and he was severely brain injured from that accident. He was 8.5 years old at the time. At the same time, the Brain Injury Association of America, formerly called the National Head Injury Foundation, was just forming in Washington, D.C., and my former wife and I became the spokespersons for that organization in West Virginia in 1982, and it culminated into the formation of the Brain Injury Association of West Virginia in 1985. And it's just gone on from there, and we've been advocating for health issues regarding traumatic brain injury since that time.
How is your son?
My son now is 36. He functions about a 4 or 5 year old level, has severe seizure problems, requires 24-hour day one-to-one care. So he's on the severe end of the scale of someone who's been injured.
So you do have a great deal of experience in this.
Yes.
What is the extent of the problem in West Virginia?
Well, the extent of the problem in West Virginia is just overwhelming. Nationally and in West Virginia, traumatic brain injuries are the 4th leading cause of death and disability under the age of 44, and primarily in children. Above the age of 44 is when heart attacks, strokes, and cancers kick in, but the 4th leading cause of death and disability is traumatic brain injury, and most of those are from falls in the elderly and in children, motor vehicle accidents, all-terrain vehicles, and now we have this whole added dimension of the war, which is bringing veterans back to West Virginia who are falling through the cracks and not being able to access a lot of the systems that are available to them.
How many veterans have come back to West Virginia with brain injuries?
We don't know. We are unsure at this point. We do know that West Virginia has a higher per capita average in the country of people who enlist in the military and serve in the military. So consequently, per capita, we're getting more veterans back. The Department of Defense nationally has estimated that 4,500 people have sustained brain injuries in the war, but the USA Today and CNN are now reporting over 22,000. So the numbers, I think, are either underreported or they're not being reported accurately.
Just what will you be discussing at this summit?
Well, we're going to discuss primarily the problems, and we're going to discuss how we can make recommendations to the legislature and to the governor. A national summit has already been held, Beth, in Washington, D.C. about a month and a half ago. We're going to incorporate those recommendations into the state plan to a white paper and recommendations to the legislature and to the governor about what we should do about the problem.
What does the state do now?
Well, the state, the services are kind of fragmented. Care coordination and case management are one of the most important things because we have 47 of 55 counties in West Virginia are rural in nature, and these returning veterans are returning back to places where they're not easily accessible to VA clinics, hospitals, etc. A lot of veterans are not reporting their injuries. They want to get out. They want to get mustered out. They don't want to go through the processes of determining what kind of problems they're facing, what they need to do to get treated, because they just want out of the military. Not on purpose, but they've served their time and they want to go home to their relatives and their loved ones. They don't want to be stuck in Germany or Walter Reed or somewhere else going through a bunch of testing. So we have those people come back. All of a sudden, families are recognizing the problems that these people are experiencing because they're not sleeping well at night. They have personality changes. They have behavior problems. They have short tempers. They're just not the same person they were when they left to go to war. A lot of those are being misdiagnosed as post-traumatic stress disorder, and when in fact they're really mild traumatic brain injuries.
Mike Davis of the Better Brain Injury Care Coalition in West Virginia, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.